this time around and has in fact caught the attention of the security establishment is the fact that here was a QRT which had the family of the commanding officer, the colonel, traveling with him for the wife and the child, for the family to be attacked in this fashion is unheard of. There hasn't been any such case in the recent past. So this is really what people are underlining, that this is particular a very dastardly attempt in order to try and reignite the situation in the northeast, and which is why the chief minister and the defense minister have both reacted strongly, saying that those who are behind it will be brought to book immediately. In particular, you have four soldiers who are injured, five army men who lost their lives, including the commanding officer, a colonel rank officer. But what is more important in this entire unfortunate ambush is that two civilians, including the wife and an 8-year-old child, the family of the commanding officer, who've been ambushed in this fashion and killed.
Let me broadcast Maruf, a very, very shocking incident in which two civilians, the wife and the 8-year-old child of a commanding officer, have been killed. In the past, we have seen what has transpired as far as Manipur is concerned, as far as areas closer to the Myanmar border is concerned. What are you hearing as far as this shocking ambush?
Is that they must have planned the ambush on regular movement of vehicles on certain routes, and ambushes are planned on locations which are easily ambushable. So if the commanding officer and his wife and child were there, I think this must have been a short visit by his family to Manipur, or he may be a commanding officer with the Assam Rifles, which keeps its families there. Other than that, regular army units are not allowed to permanently keep their families there. So, unless we know the name of the unit where the attack has taken place.
Yes, it is in fact the 46 Assam Rifles unit that we are talking about over here,
yeah,
of which the person who was attacked was the CO of.
Yeah, so clearly the Assam Rifles actually operates all over the northeast, and they have taken off much of the responsibility from the regular army, where the level of units that are deployed there are not as heavy as they were, say, 20 years ago. I've had myself the occasion to serve in those parts for at least 1 year. I know Churachampur, and I know the area going beyond Churachampur or to the Burma border. So these are areas where ambushes could take place quite easily if there is a party that decides to determinedly do that. The second aspect is who could have done it. It could be either a local group, which be, there are still groups of cookies and others that operate there, but it could also be in association with tribes that are sending in, insurgents from his military. The last occasion when the ambush took place, 19 odd soldiers had died from the Dogra regiment. They were attacked by people who were based out of the areas beyond the international border. And as we know, the Indian forces then attacked those camps where these guys came from and virtually destroyed all of them who were involved in the attack.
All right, Maruf, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us with those details. I'd also like to thank Padmaja Joshi, Srinjoy Chaudhary, as well as Arindam Das for joining us with all the updates. We'll continue to track all developments on this story. More news and updates coming up on the other side. We're slipping into a quick break for now.
We always wonder what lies beyond.